Hey folks, Tonester back. I want to start out today by apologizing to those of you that have sent in replays that I've been unable to record. There's been a T49 replay and then also a Skoda T27 with a crucial contribution replay. I've already emailed those people and let them know I just could not get the replays to work. But I'm sorry about that, guys. Keep sending your replays in. Today we're watching Brandon Fox again. He's going to have a cracker of a game in his STA-2. So apparently I'm not the only one that can play the STA-2. So let's go ahead and get it started and let Brandon kick it off. He's on Fisherman's Bay. It's all Tier 8 game. And he's going to play the middle to start the game. So I don't know what his setup is, but he doesn't have full view range, so I'm not sure if he doesn't have coated optics on his tank. That's what it looks like maybe is the case. But eventually, that might be a good upgrade. We'll see. So this tank, of course, as I've mentioned in the past, has great DPM and for a Tier 8, and it's also got an okay gun. You know, the gun's handling is pretty good on it, but the issue with it is really just that, and as he picks up a bunch of spotting. But the issue that I find with it really is that it's got no armor, right? But it's fast. That's a nice thing. So as you get better, generally you start enjoying faster tanks, even if they have less armor. Because you can flex around the map and you can do things and flank people and do things that people do as they get better at the game, you know, as they're watching their map. So not a whole lot going on right now, but he has picked up early damage is good damage, as I always say, and he's picked up about 600, almost 700 combined already, and the game's only a minute and a half old. So he notices there's really nothing in the middle. So he's going to flex over to this other side, which is a smart idea. He's just kind of checking things out. And we notice that there are two tanks that are pushing him on the one line. And so pushing hard on the one line is not a good idea. This T103 is not a very good tank. If it's facing you, it's all right, but if it's not facing you, pardon me, then you can get side shots on the turret. But it does have some armor frontally. But other than that, it's not that great of a tank. So one of the things that he's doing, he backs off here. He knows there's really not that much in the middle, and he's able to back off. Now the problem with this position is you can get shot from over here if he pulls out at all. So he's being really careful not to do that. And it looks like the heavies are coming in to attack, which I'm not sure is a good idea, but that's what they're doing. So Brandon's able to get a nice shot into the T-44-100, who does not even spot him because he's behind a bush. So that's fantastic. So he's just waiting patiently for his next shot, and he gets another nice shot in, and he's got some TDs back there, so maybe he'll get some. That's unfortunate, but he's getting some spotting out of that, a little bit anyway, and that guy's taken out. So I'm not sure I would have poked this quick, but just because he's probably still lit, but it worked out for him. He gets another nice shot into the T-103, and that T-103 is dispatched. So it's currently 5-1. That's great. And you notice he's moving up because his ELC is moving up. I don't think his ELC is moving up smartly, but that's my opinion. But at least Brandon is in a position to take advantage of it if anything gets lit. And indeed, a Samoa SM gets lit, and that's a very dangerous tank. It's got an autoloader. So, but you notice he's completely out of view range, so Brandon can fire with ease with no problem. And he's already up to about 1,700 damage, 2,500 combined. So that's a really quite a good game. And he puts another shot in that Samoa. So good for him. 2k damage already, and we're not even 5 minutes in. So you can tell it's going to be a good game, and he's lost 0 health for it. So Brandon's going to flex over to the heavy side, see what he can find. This is a tough sell because there's so much cover on the heavy side from the middle. So it's really hard to get damage over here, especially if they have anything over at near their cap, which apparently they've got a 110 and a Samoa over there, and you don't want to get spotted by either one of those guys. But poking these bushes is kind of okay, and if you can get into these bushes, it's kind of okay too. But apparently that 110 is not seeing him, which is good. And the Samoa must be in the town or something, because he's not spotting our hero here. So he's playing a patient game. That's good. Another couple hundred damage. You have to work hard in this tank to get good games, because, you know, I mean, if you want a 3k damage game, that's, you know, 12, 13, probably 14 shots of damage minimum, and if you kill anything, it's more than that. So a little bit of a snapshot there on the Tiger. Doesn't work out. That's unfortunate. This guy's kind of pulling back and forth, and he's looking for shots wherever he can get them. But the side of that Tiger is a great place to pin in general. So he's aiming for the back. I wonder if he was going for a fire there. So he is spotted, and he vamooses, which is wise. I think I would have shot that 110 if I was you, but I cannot argue with the result in this game, so I'm not really going to say too much. And even when I watch my replays, more often than not, I see situations that I could have done better. You know, like, why didn't I shoot that guy instead, right? So the IS-3 fires, and obviously Brandon hears that, and that puts him up to 3,400 damage with his first kill. So he's loading heat now for this T-28. And he doesn't have the Unicum loadout. Well, I'm not a Unicum, but I have Unicum loadout. I have like 20 gold shells. So I would be losing credits this game for sure. So Brandon shoots at the T-28. Doesn't get a pen, unfortunately, but he does get a bunch of assists there. Now that T-28 is in cover, otherwise he could have pulled out and shot him. But you notice what he's doing here. He's trying to flank these guys, right? And one thing you can do there is you could have shot side turret. The side turret is actually pennable, but he has decided he's going to load heat and goes right through that cupola. So 3,500 damage, 2 kills. Great game. And there's only 2 guys left. So why we have a guy capping, I'll never know. But what I like what Brandon does here, he sits behind his heavy and just supports him, right? He's using his heavy's armor to support him, because that VK is a scary tank. Very scary. And he's able to take one more shot because the VK fires. It looks like he pays attention when people fire, which is a good thing. And he's been shooting all standard rounds except for 2. So what a great game there. Let's go ahead and let it finish out. Sadly, he can't even fire here because they've already capped out. And that's really sad when you've got this good a game going. Over 5k combined and 4,000 damage, 2 kills. Great game. Let's go ahead and look at the after action report on this. Okay, here we are at the after action report. Unsurprisingly, an ace tanker. 4k damage in an STA-2 is amazing. So his TS5 did pretty well, but Brandon eked out over 150 XP more, with his 4,000 damage, 2 kills. 33 shots, 26 hits, 17 pins. You know, when you're facing heavies and stuff like that, that can happen. And he did 1,240 assists, so that's 5,200 combined. 49,000 credits earned without a premium account, and that was on a ×2, so he ended up with 2,600 XP, which will help train his crew up. So appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a lot for sending that in, Brandon. I don't know how that one works. It's a 1.6.0 game, but it's working in the 1.6.0.3. So some of them work, some of them don't. I don't know what the difference is, but appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for sending that in, Brandon, and we'll catch you next time. Toanster out.